Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to see you, Mr. Philip Colligan, and happy to see you again, James. And thank you, Mr. Yohei Yasukawa, for inviting us to such a great opportunity. And I'd like to talk about CoderDojo Shinagawa Gotenyama. First, I look back on how I started up this dojo, and then I want to show you some highlights of the dojo, and finally I'd like to conclude with a kind of vision we aim at through CoderDojo activities. I'm working for a company named Roundtable.com Incorporated, which was established in 1995, which was the beginning of internet era. And Roundtable is King Arthur's famous table in Arthurian legend, around which King Arthur and his knights congregate. As its name suggests, Round Table has no head. Everyone who sits around the table has equal status. And COM stands for communication. This company name implies the thoughts of the founder of the company, which was the internet starts a completely new era, and the style of communication changes dramatically with internet. And our company provides services related to ICT, education, and active web solution. With the help of internet, we can get everyone can get an access to education anytime, anywhere, on any device. And three cores of our services are number one, learning log, number two, learning coach, and number three, learning style. With internet, we can collect and analyze students' learning logs, and thereby teachers can analyze their students' logs and can guide their students in right direction. So teachers can be learning coaches. And learning styles are also can be analyzed with internet. And teachers can advise students to make learning plans according to each one's learning style. So this is our company's philosophy. So CoderDojo concept completely matched our company's philosophy, and that's why we are so interested in CoderDojo activities. And the president and I visited Mr. Yasukawa, and he encouraged us to start our own dojo. And last year, on August 26th, CoderDojo Shinagawa Gotenyama's very first session was held at Meihokan High School, Shinagawa Gotenyama SNEC. Let me tell you about Meihokan, because it's a very unique school. Meihokan High School was the very first online distant learning school run by a private company. And SNEC is an organization of this high school, which is Special Needs Education Center. And on the courtesy of this institution, we can use the classrooms on weekends, and we can open CoderDojo Shinagawa Gotenyama there. And soon after we started our first dojo, we made a trip to Ireland last year in September. And in Dublin, we visited CoderDojo Foundation, and we met the staff. Most of them are young ladies. And also in Dublin, we met James, and we had a drink together and talked about half an hour, and had a very good time. And to our joy, after 3 months, he made a trip to Japan and he visited our dojo and met our ninjas and mentors and had a very stimulating session. These are 3 features of CoderDojo Shinagawa Gotenyama. Feature number 1 is international. Some of our ninjas and families are from Iceland, from Georgia, and from Brazil. And some of our ninjas and mentors have experience of living abroad and they are fluent in English. And some of them, including myself, are registered in CoderDojo translation volunteers. And number 2, Team PBL. PBL is project-based learning. I have seen many excellent projects by ninjas from all over Japan, but most of the projects are personal projects. And on the contrary, at CoderDojo Shinagawa Gotenyama, we encourage ninjas to make teams and make projects in cooperation with each other. And feature number 3 is parents' involvement. Some of the dojos don't allow parents to get in the classrooms, but we encourage parents to join and work together with their kids, and it makes good influence on children's activities. When I told Mr. Bill Liao, a founder of CoderDojo, about that, he gave me one advice. It's a good thing to have both parents and children in the same room, but he says you'd better separate tables, parents' table and children's table, so parents can communicate with each other about everything about their kids and programming, and also sometimes they can have business talk. So it's a merit for parents. So why don't you separate those table? He gave me such advice. And since this is a special night, I added 1 page to our usual presentation. Programming helps children to helps children to learn how to solve problems. Understanding computers and learning the basics of coding help them to appreciate how things work. And so through the CoderDojo activities, children get interested in global issues, and how to make innovation to tackle them. Some of our ninjas have already challenged some outside CoderDojo activities, such competitions, camps, and workshops, such as Life is Tech. And first is for inspirations and recognition of science and technologies. Some of our ninjas already challenged these outside works, and I want to encourage them to challenge, for example, Tech Innovation Girls and Mito Junior. So this is the world we aim for, a world where no one left behind. We want to achieve quality education, of course, and gender equality. We have some girls ninjas, but very few. So I hope they bring their friends to the dojos and let them know how interesting to learn coding is. And after 5 years, 10 years, I hope our ninjas make innovation and change the society. And one more thing, one more good thing about CoderDojo is its locality. Each dojo is connected to its area. So I think that's one wonderful thing. And through partnership, we can achieve the world we dream of. So I hope more and more dojos are created in Japan, and more ninjas get to know how wonderful what a wonderful world they can achieve by learning coding and computers. Thank you.